Alright, we're doing another Medieval Engineers build / world review. We're going to do a couple of builds first, and then we're going to go into a world that I found that also has a couple of mods attached. So we'll see about going into some of those. Now I do have a disclaimer right up the front. I did, well, not quite a stupid thing, but pretty close to it. I did not know the shortcut for putting in some of these worlds, builds. So it took me a lot longer than it really should have for doing that. When you're in creative mode, if you hit F10, you pull up the blueprints of all the stuff that you can build. And then what you can do is you click on one of these blueprints, let's just say Watcher's Outpost from one that we did before. And it's just like going through the block that we would do in a normal world. And you go to place blueprint. It goes back here and it does the outline. Now what it does after that is once you place it, it actually goes through and puts the entire thing going through that. Now I did not know that right off the bat, and I built each of these layer by layer like you would in a normal regular world. So that's one reason why it took so long, and another reason is I had a couple of problems with one of the builds, and I will get to that one once we get going here. So we're going to go to our first build right now. This is the Windkeep Fortress by Dan 2D 3D. And if we look here, that's the other one I'll talk about. We'll go to it. We look at our structure here. It's all green. So it's really good condition, especially when you get it down on the ground. This one, in my opinion, looks really good like if you're in a desert, just setting it up that way. So we come in here, and we do have a nice little courtyard here. I do not have... that's what I forgot to do. Alright, so hold on. Alright, so we're back, and the area is not exactly perfect, but it does give you a better idea of what this little courtyard area would look like. Again, with any of these builds, when you place the blueprints, be a bit careful on where you place it. Just as you can see, there is space underneath there, so you want to put the first layer down into the ground just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go through here, and it is empty for the most part for putting in anything that you want to. So there's a lot of empty rooms. You can do what you want with the area. There is a basement. So if we go down, that's what I want. This is what I want. Come down here, a lot of empty areas down here for storage and things like that. Gets stuck on the freaking trapdoor again. There we go. Alright. So, and there we go. Alright. We got a little view of the courtyard here. If we come up to this section here, and it is going to be a lot of empty rooms, so I'm not going to go through every single part of it. I will go through most of it, but not all of it, just because a lot of it is empty. But I think it's right here. Yes, here. If we go up these stairs here, we come up into the, not quite the uppermost, but close to it. Got a pretty good view of everything. There are 4 of these towers, sort of like archer tower, which are covered by trapdoors. So if you do get, oh come on, there we go, attacked and the people get into your keep, it does give you something to defend with. don't know if I'm supposed to actually be able to do that, but we're going to do it anyway. So here we do have the actual, except for that spot over there, we're actually going to go flying here. The highmost top point here. Yeah. And its defensibility, it actually is, from what I can tell, fairly decent. Definitely you're not going to be bombarded by barbarians all that often, if at all. Well, yes, you will because you built something. But if this is in your survival world. But multiplayer on a regular server, I would use this as like an outpost or like a forward base fort type thing. I don't know if I maybe to begin with use this as a as your keep, but I don't know if I would use this long game, just because like, it's as the players against you and yourself get better at making siege equipment and things like that. It might be a little bit easy to take just because there's no outlying walls or things like that. But again, it might just depend on the location that you put this in, because I really do see this one as in a desert area, as like a trading outpost or something like that. Alright, we're going to go to our second one now, and this isn't the one, but this is my first attempt at building it, because I didn't realize how far above the ground I was when I first placed it, and this was my attempt to fix it. It didn't work out. So, this is attempt 1, before I realized the whole go F10 and just place it from here. So this is my first attempt. This is my second attempt, and I did a little bit better if it loads in. There we go. Where I actually put in a bunch, it looks almost like tree roots touching from the ground, but all of the earth that I put in is actually going through the main base of it. So if you look, all the gray areas where it's touching what the program considers to be ground. So it actually is still in pretty good condition. But it's not complete because the next layer up, it kept crashing every time I wanted to click on it. And again, this is before I figured out how to place the stuff by itself without actually having to build through all of it. So you can see the start of a windmill over here. You got part of the roof missing here. This whole central keep section is missing here. The roofs are missing over here. You got the little library right there. And this isn't complete just because this is the point where I'd saved it. And the next level up is the one where it starts freezing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the world where I actually placed it, and we'll go from there. Alright, and here is the final product of I think this was my fourth attempt to create this build. Let me just pull it up what this name is again. This was the Burg Rehblick? The Burg Rehblick, I believe is what it's called. Let me double check this. There we go. Yeah, Burg Rehblick. Created by Van Leege. I believe is the one who created this, and yes, I butchered the name. Alright, so we're going to actually finally be able to go in here and check this out. Now this was on a different, I did have to put this into a different world because that last one, I think I put too many builds on that one. It was starting to just get a little bit laggy. There are just a couple of small pieces here and there. Like, I don't know if this is on purpose, but like this little section of roof here is gone, or might just be a bug. That section there probably is just a little bug for how the build is working, but just little minor things like that. Otherwise, this is complete and how it's supposed to look. This I would see being the center of a base in a multiplayer, just because of the structure of it and how it all works together. So if we come down here, and yes, it is a bit off the ground. I just wanted to make sure that everything that was that was supposed to be off the ground was off the ground. But I believe this is supposed to be level with the ground itself. So if we go and open up these, come up here, there we go, and just close it up again. As far as I was able to tell, this is the only entrance into the fort. And I do not have the torches on, so I will have to do, let's see, there we go. Put this there, alright. Just for when I'm going around. Those things work, but for whatever reason, these things, whenever I load a save, the torches, they don't always light on. I don't know why. So if we just go up here, everything is fully put in. So if we come into here, it even comes with startup stuff for you in all of the chests. Oh, that's not it. There we go. This is, so you got your millstone here, so it'll access all this stuff for you. We've got extra wheat. And if we come up to the top here, we've got a little bedroom here. Ingot. We have treasure map piece, bandages, bookcases. Nothing in here, but just stuff that you want to put in there yourself. And there is a sword. What kind of sword is this? Oh, it's a rusted sword. Okay. That one's good though. The studded club, that's not a bad one. Alright. So we come back out here. And then we've got our stones, logs, our timber, planks. All of that storage is out here, and it comes pre-prepared with all the stuff. I haven't put any of this in here. This came with the build itself. Let's see what's in here. Oh, just an extra little storage chest and some barrels along the wall there. And we've got the leather, Legne, I don't know how to say that. So if we go in here, we've got another little bed chamber. So already this is enough for 8 people. I think it's supposed to do more. Yeah, and there's 6. I'm sorry, not 8. That's 4. That's 6. There we go. We've got our little kitchen stove area with another manual grindstone, 2 ovens, 3 ovens, which in survival, that's a good thing to have just right off the bat. Come up here. We've got our leather tanning rack. Nothing in the chest it looks like, but all the other stuff it comes with. Another 2, so there is 8 right there. 8 people. Bunch of barrels for storage. We come out here. We got our another, what was this on? Firing. It comes with that stuff too. A bunch of storage here with a whole bunch of stuff in here, and then it does come with a working crane that goes down to the entranceway there. Let's see. I want to say that defensive wise, let's close this. That this section is not connected to the rest of the fort. No, I don't think it is. Alright, so before we go to the other side, we're going to come up here. We got the schmitted. the smithy. Alright, so we've got swords, we've got oars, we've got a giant chest, we've got our, what was this one, the forging. We've got two of them here, the blacksmith. And then we've got another little oven area here. And then, yeah. This is all like storage and manufacturing stuff, but it's not connected at all to the rest of the fort, like the stuff that we saw over there. So as far as I can tell, the only way that you could get into it is through this tunnel here, which has another set of doors here. Now what would be really cool is if we could do what's called murder holes along the archway here. Basically allow defenders to drop rocks and boiling oil down onto the attackers. We can't do the boiling oil, but we can definitely still drop rocks in this game. So yeah, it comes with another giant door. And then we come into the main area of the keep. So it might be a little bit dark because the torches aren't working properly as of right now. But we've got the grand hall here. Wheel used as a shield, nice decoration. That is a good little piece right there. If we go over here, through this way, yes. Got a little armory. Got two more beds, so that's 8. That's 10 now, actually. 12, 13. I think there was another one on the other side. This I thought was the coolest part. It's a toilet. He went and built a bathroom based off of how it used to be in the Renaissance era. So it's really cool. You can't sit up, you can't squat up there. I couldn't get my character to get up there, but maybe you can. But me personally, I couldn't get my character up there. But it was just a cool little aesthetic thing to add in there. We've got another 4 down here. So this is a really good sized base for multiplayer for creating an area like this. We go down here. We go over the short little bridge here into one of the outlying towers, sort of like just a little guard outpost. A little workbench there. And we go into one of the guard towers here. Let me go back down. And it's this little bridge here that I wanted to make sure that it was a little higher off the ground. It might just be that the world is slightly curved here. That's the reason why that section is over there up like that. But when you're looking for spots to put this in, just keep in mind of what the elevation of the area that you're building is going to go on to. So we have another armory, another 4 beds, and then we go up here, another 3, 2, and another bathroom. So it mirrors the other side. Bookshelf, I think, is what it's supposed to be. Barrel storage. So these two sides do mirror each other for when you want to put this together. If we go up here, we'll go into sort of like the grand hall, if you will. You got the king statue, good decoration. You got some more work areas here, manufacturing. Oop, got stuck. Hold on. There we go. And now we get into some of the battlements of the area. So we come around here. We're actually at the front gate right now. If we come here, this is the actual front gate, the portcullis. And we can just walk around. Oh, I thought I saw something out there. We can walk around the entire area of the little manufacturing point that we were going through earlier. And yeah, you can't really access anything from either side. So yeah, I cannot, unless I really wanted to, which I could probably jump up on the battlements here and then jump down into it, but I cannot get, there's no like no stairways or access way from this section down into that area. So if someone does break into your front gate, it is a really good defensive position to be in. All right, we come up into one of our towers here, and then one of the corner towers, and you got a pretty clear view of people coming into your front gate there. And oh, we're gonna head back. This tower mirrors that one, and this is that right on top of the mill area, first bedroom that we really went into. We're gonna head back over here into the main area. Alright. Take these stairs. If we come up here, which is right above the grand hall, we've got our library. And we've got an empty room, so basically I think this is however you want to use it. We've got our library here for like blueprints and scrolls and things like that. Here we have the banner. So like if you think about it from an attacking team standpoint for wanting to basically take over the castle and put your own banner, all of what you just had, all of what you would have had to do to come up here to change the banner here to get to all of this, you would have had to take some heavy losses in order to get up here. And then if we come up to this area, go in here. Here is the claim block. So this is the other part. What? Interact with this claim block while the area is contested. I thought I owned this area. Well, I guess not. But that's the main one that you wanna come and claim it. That's what basically holds this entire area to whatever house owns the fort. And there's another toilet. A few more empty halls. Decorate as what you want. The wardrobe. Yep. And here we go. Another bedroom. Claim that bed. I've claimed it. So, does this mean the whole place is mine now? I don't think so. I think I just claimed that bed. But there are a lot of beds up in here. So again, you're on a server, or you want to make your own server. It works really well for the amount of people, a large amounts of people to use this building. So now we're at the high point of the castle, or the fort here. And from the standpoint of being a defender, I can readily see all of the defensive points. We'll be going down to that one here in just a little bit. So let's head down there right now, actually. Alright. There we go. Oh, let's close that. And I want to go down one more. Alright. Here? No, this is onto the regular battlement, so I want to go down to the Grand Hall. I had to clear out some of this, that's the reason why I'm a bit discombobulated on where everything goes. So this is the last sort of guard tower, and this does come with a couple more beds to sort of help fill out your area, your team. So yeah, this is, oh, I'm going to mess up on the name again. Where'd you go? There we go. Burg Rehblick. And I think that it is good for like the middle when you're setting up your own area, the middle of your base. I think this works out pretty good. Maybe having an extra windmill in there somewhere to do for grinding for like ores and stones and things like that, instead of just having one in the mill. I think I saw another build that had something like that. I'll have to see if I can find it. But otherwise, I really enjoyed this one, so it worked out really well. If we just look, yeah, everything's in the green, but that was because I put it on the ground now. With this size, though, be careful on when you're placing it. This was my 4th attempt at putting it down. The first 2 were on the other world, where I didn't realize I could actually just place it. And then the 3rd one was I didn't place it correctly, and it collapsed, and then it crashed the game. So be extra careful when putting this one down, or any of the large ones for that matter. Alright, and we're going to go to our final one. Alright. And we're in an actual world this time. This build, the person created sort of a map for it. This is Knights of the Dawn. Comes with a castle, and there should be a little fort or a little town somewhere. I'll have to actually look around and try to find it. But we are at the bottom of the hill from it, so we're going to turn around. And there is what's considered to be the back half, but we go up this sort of path here. We're going to come around to the front. Defensive-wise, this is actually a good idea for keeping people from entering your keep that you don't want to. So here is the front door. Now this does have a few mods installed, and we'll take a look at some of those. One of them is actually a visual thing. It's actually really cool to look at. Before we go any further, let's make sure. Creative tools, sun, enable, keep the sun there, and then for inside, let's just grab a torch really quick, because I don't think the torches will light on themselves. So we have our little courtyard here. It's not a big one. The castle fort itself isn't very big. Not like the last one, but it actually, I think, would work for a starting point for your server. So we're going around onto the battlements here. You can go all the way around on this side. We can step out here. Well, crouch first. I've got a little fire pit, a little arrow area where we can shoot down on people. That's a nifty idea too. I really like that one. Come around here. Got a little enclosed area for shooting from inside the wall, and we got up top the wall. Up here, one of our first towers is here. And oop, don't want to fall in those holes. So we've got the holes, the murder holes here. We can drop rocks down on people walking the path. Then we can spy out, keep an eye out for approaching enemies, opponents, that sort of thing. So we're going to come back down here. We're actually going to go all the way down. We come back out into the main courtyard. So we go in here. A lot of these rooms are going to be empty, just so that you are aware, but there's a lot of like long tunnels and hallways for a lot of this, if I don't get smacked by the door. So there isn't a whole lot of starting in this area, in this build, this world, but you do get some of it. Like you do get the stone area, the stone. There should be a log one somewhere. I'll take a look around. So we've got our grand hall here. It is missing some things, but otherwise the main appeal for it is still here. Goes into the courtyard. I'll look at that in a moment. So this is one of the mods. I forgot which one it is actually called, but it does add in sort of the Gothic architecture that you would see on a lot of the old style churches. So that is in this world. You do have to have that installed before you do any other able to get a hold of this world. We're going to go up all the way because the other part, I guess the highest we go, yeah. So yeah, it is a lot of empty rooms. This is the second major one. Ooh, that was close. Water is in this world. So it works, it's really cool. I have a creative world that I'm messing around with some of the water mods, and I will be doing that at some point in the future. But this one actually has a little lake next to it that you can go and look around and actually go into. I don't think there's a swimming mechanic, but you can get like a boat mod or get boats building so that you can go into the water itself. Let's see. Alright, so we're back in our main area here. We're actually going to go out this way. Crouch through here. And we're going to go downstairs. And yep, here's the Grand Hall again. And here's our kitchen. It does come with a lot of starter. There's our log thing. Okay, I was trying to remember what it was. But it does come not with as quite as much stuff as the last build, but it does come with quite a bit. So now we are going to go down this way. So we've got our storage, we've got some timber, more stones, we've got our ore storage. Does it give us any? No, it doesn't. We've got swords, some cabinets there, stacked sideways. Now we go into the back room here. And we have guards. Alright. These, let's see, veteran crossbow defender. Okay, so these are AI controlled defenders that I don't. Let's see here. Let's mess around with this for a minute. So this is like where you load up with what they've got, what they need for food, what they need for bandages, but I don't remember how you're supposed to see pay taxes, area settings. How you're supposed to like call them to duty. But these, from the description of the mod, these AI troops will actually go onto your walls and they will help defend against intruders. And we've got our banner here and all our claim blocks. So these guys here were one of the reasons why I picked up this world. And they're way down here, So if your opponents are trying to get rid of them, they have to go way deep down into the castle while being fired upon with those crossbow bolts. So this is the Knights of Dawn, created by Classic Nipirus. Let's see. Now there should be a little area somewhere. Should have been. I thought it said there was like a little, not quite a village, but an extra little house somewhere around here that was supposed to be like an inn. Let's see, that's all forest. Nope. Where did you go? Maybe it was a different world that had the inn. I think it was. Yeah, it must have been. Alright, I'll see if I can find that world then, and put it in the next one. But this is the Knights of Dawn Keep. It doesn't have any beds in it or anything like that, but that's something that you easily can put in there yourself. And while not as extensive as the last build, it definitely is something that you can make your own, essentially. Only thing I would add on is like putting some sort of fence or railing here for when your archers come out, so they don't accidentally fall off when they're going after somebody. But yeah, this is an actual world. This isn't a build that you can just place into. You have to actually create a new world in order to access this keep. So thank you. Oop, wrong button. There we go. Thank you for that nice sun in the background with the water. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and got some good ideas for either making your own worlds, creating your own builds, and maybe creating some sort of faction inside some server you join. I'll see you around. Bye.